Morning Sunshines, welcome to today's video where we're going to talk about something very important about Pokemon Legends Arceus. What is the connection between Legends Arceus, this time period from about 400 or so years ago, to current day Galar? We have some evidence in the game and in the Pokemon Presents and newest footage from Legends Arceus that there is some sort of a connection. And we're going to have a look at what possible connection that could be right now. We obviously have a lot of information missing, so we can only try to speculate some connections here today, and we are going to look at the evidence as well. So everybody here yesterday either watched the Pokemon Presents or my stream or have seen videos from me or other people covering the content that we saw in the Pokemon Presents, and that content was plentiful, right? We saw a lot of stuff, lots of new Pokemon that are coming to Legends Arceus included, as well as BDSP. We'll cover that in some other videos here. But here we go. We do see a lot of wildlife here, and there was something very, very important that caught my eye live on stream. Many of you guys watching probably saw it too. And that wasn't these beautiful new Pokemon, and it wasn't the new typings. It was something that we see in footage right here that started right there, and we could only catch a glimpse of it there a second ago. We can catch a full image of it here, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, you probably saw the thumbnail. You probably know from that. But guys, Galarian Weezing making an appearance in this game, and that's not the only possible Galarian Pokemon we could have a reference to in this game. Well, as we see, we're just going through the trailer here. A lot of you have seen it. This is like wildlife, the gameplay looks incredible and all that stuff, but what could possibly be the connection between this game from hundreds of years ago, ancient history, with these ancient forms like this Growlithe right here, rock fire type, and modern day Galar? Okay, what could possibly be the connection? Well, there are a couple of little similarities that we see just from the footage that we've gained so far. And despite all this stuff, it really centers on the Galarian Weezing that just made an appearance on the actual building in the main town, Jubilife Village, okay? Which I thought was really strange, really out of place, and honestly, scratching my head to think, was it just an Easter egg? Well, we have to think a little further. We also have this right here, the taxi system, which is something that was introduced in Pokemon Sword and Shield with the Corviknight taxi scheme. We're going to have a look at that in detail as well, but we do have new features here too. Of course, we had surfing in the previous one, but now we have riding, and we also have climbing. Climbing was not something that was revealed in this trailer, not yet, but it is a feature in this game from previous leaks, as you probably saw from some of my videos, including the one last night. I recommend you go check that out, because we tie in the leaks with all the footage that we saw here. We also have this stuff. I mean, this is just some extra stuff showing the Blood Moon situation similar to Breath of the Wild in Pokemon Legends Arceus, which, I don't know, seems to be buffed up Pokemon that are going to be chasing you. And of course, as we know, Pokemon can attack you, the actual human player, which I think is phenomenal and very strange, very interesting, and definitely more Breath of the Wild like. They got different styles, touching on the whole Urshifu system, where you would have two different types of fighting styles. That's cool. I mean, that's really interesting. There's the Great Ball, by the way, the modern day, or the olden day Great Ball system. And there's all the wild, red-eyed Pokemon that after they've been caught. There's Lucario taking down berries and so on. So, of course, we do have berry trees. That's not a comparison to make between Sword and Shield, of course not. Berry trees are just going to be a staple in the games. They've been a staple since a long time ago. So we're obviously not going to be touching on that. We did just see a glimpse of Mr. Mime. That is going to touch into our comparison with Breath of the Wild, Sword and Shield too. So definitely keep an eye out for that in just a second. Okay, so the main crux of the whole thing focuses on these images I'm showing you right now, which shows us Jubilife Village, and it shows us very important images relating to this main building in the center, probably the town hall, and it has blatant, clear as day, Galarian Weezing as its chimney stacks. Have a look at that right there. That is Galarian Weezing beyond a doubt. Not even in the slightest doubt. And why? Why would Galarian Weezing be a feature on this building right now? This here is Galarian Weezing, an actual, literally splitting image of the chimney stacks we saw on the building. But Galarian Weezing is brand new Gen 8 material here. Why is it featuring 400 years ago in ancient Sinnoh, called the Hisui region, right? Why is it there? Why is it a feature on the building? As we know, in Pokemon, they do use resemblances of actual Pokemon to decorate things. Decorations, different products, items that they can use, toys in the game, or like in the game universe rather, and features on a building. So we do, beyond a doubt, have a Galarian Weezing featured here, and I don't think that's just some sort of Easter egg. That would be way too strange. It would be really out of place to to just do that as a sort of gag, an Easter egg gag, especially when it's such a prominent feature in the middle of the city that you're going to be able to see all the time. Listen, even the Magikarp is shocked that this is a feature in the game. So of course this game is going to be extremely story based, and it's very interesting to see what they might do to try and tie this in with Generation 8. I'm extremely curious what they could possibly do with that, and I feel like there is going to be some sort of tie here because of this feature. Other big hints towards the whole Galar region is this, the taxi system that they introduced back with Corviknight system back in Galar and Pokemon Sword and Shield. They're reintroducing it here, an interesting feature. It's a taxi system rather than the whole fly system that was present in all the other games. It's only a small nod compared to the whole Galarian wheezing thing, but it is still something very interesting to see if there is a tie-in and we sort of get glimpses or hints towards an ancient Galar region that ties in with the same sort of time period as we're playing through this game. This is another big nod towards Galar, and we're looking at Mr. Mime here, which is definitely, unquestionably making a presence in Legends Arceus. We see it flat out in the actual trailer itself. Well, here we have it, Mr. Mime. What about his evolution? A list was compiled, as it turns out, of all the Pokemon present in Legends Arceus, and they're working on the Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl one, which will be a lot easier. And as we scroll through it, we're going to see a lot of things. There's a lot of overlap with the Sword and Shield, okay? There is a lot of Pokemon that are present in Pokemon Sword and Shield. There are a couple that are not. So obviously a lot of the Pokemon that were not present in Pokemon Sword and Shield have carefully been reserved for Diamond and Pearl to encourage you guys to kind of buy those new games so you can add to your collection and have enough Pokemon that were not present in Sword and Shield to make it worthwhile to actually buy the next game so you can complete your collection. And that is obviously something they had planned way before they actually released Sword and Shield. That's just obvious. So looking at the Pokemon that are present here and including all the obvious evolutions we are expecting to be able to get from them, well, obviously we saw footage of Mr. Mime, so if we scroll down enough, we can try and conclude that maybe Mr. Rhyme, the evolution is going to be present in the game. Why would it not be? Okay, so there's the thing. Now, it's obviously a new evolution, not a new form. It's a new evolution itself, added to the Gen 8 series, which is really, throws us up into the air a little bit. We're probably going to have a new dex to compensate for some of the new Pokemon we were getting, which here is Weirdeer and Basculegion. These are two Pokemon that evolved from Pokemon already flat splank middle in the Pokédex with no space to add extra evolutions. But these are extra evolutions to those Pokemon, so they're going to have to be featured in a brand new Pokédex. My prediction is that it's not going to be a mainline Pokédex. It's going to be a sort of ancient version of a Pokédex. It's not going to be tying in to the whole national dex. I mean, it will have to eventually, but I don't think that's going to happen in this game. I think they might try to tie it in very loosely in the next gen, right? In Gen 9. And they're just going to have it there. Those Pokemon are going to be present in that game in Gen 9 for whatever reason, just so they can try to force it into the National Dex system, and it will be able to be present in Gen 9. Along with the same thing, Melmetal and Meltan, right? They are no longer a feature in any Pokedex. They are still not present in a Pokedex, not officially. So they're going to be added at some point to maybe the Gen 9 Pokedex. Final nod towards Pokemon Sword and Shield in Gen 8 is this, the two different fighting styles that are featured in the game. Now this is quite likely just a mechanic that they just liked and they wanted to carry over from the whole Urshifu shenanigan, because of course with Urshifu we do have the different styles, different fighting styles, which you had to choose between for the actual game, and that's these right here. You would have to choose one or the other, and you'd only be able to get one unless you did some of the old trickery, little slight switch exploits to be able to get both in your own game. But in the other side, like, we do have a couple of things that add up to touch on Gen 8 in this game, and we covered all those in this video. So what if there is more to it? Guys, that's gonna wrap us up for this video. Well, thank you very much for listening, and I hope I gave you some food for thought here to think about what's going on with this whole Gen 8 thing. I mean, obviously the biggest part of all this is the whole wheezing, the Galarian wheezing situation on the whole building. All right, that's the biggest thing. That's the thing that just stands out the most. There's no way that's just some sort of coincidence. No way it's just like a lighthearted Easter egg just thrown in there. It's too much. It's too much to just be a small Easter egg, because it is blatantly the copied image of a Galarian wheezing. So understandably, people in this universe, Legends Arceus universe, must be aware of the Pokemon's existence, because this is a common feature throughout Pokemon, the anime, the games, that items and buildings and stuff like this were copied, replicated on the shapes of different Pokemon that they were familiar with, that they knew existed. And considering this goes all the way back into history, and Sword and Shield are brand new, I wonder how it's going to tie in, and I do think there's going to be something to tie it in. What do you think? Let me know down below in the comments, and don't forget to drop that sub too. I will see you around for more videos with more information as it comes. Till the next one, guys, bye!